Rhett is the kind of guy that you can't stop watching. Sometimes it's through your fingers, because you don't know if something terrible is about to happen. He has you on the edge whenever he goes out there, and he risks his life every time.
Come on, Michael. Where you going? You going up? Breathe like a bird. Michael, I gotta tell you a story real quick. I know you gotta go. I was sitting there when I seen him in his blue shirt. He was flying, Michael.
I mean, he's every night with Brandon, Joe, Jason, Brisket, all the whole crew that's back there. He's literally living with all them guys on a day, all day, every night, every day. They're together. And so that bond's gotten really strong back there.
A lot of people don't realize, Brandon, that the Wall of Death represents the pyramid days of motorcycle stunt riding. This is the very beginning of time.
You see, as human beings, we never know when our next day is our last day, but that's something that Rhett grabs onto, because what he does could easily lead to being his last moment here with us. He's like a Viking charging forward because this man is fearless. It would be an honor. It'd be an absolute honor to have this man here on property. He's got one shot at it. One shot.
I haven't driven on a public road in 12 years. I still don't have a driver's license. I still feel a part of me is hard to get by without being able to drive. It's become a physical disability for me not to be able to transport myself without the consequence of going back to prison. And I'm not going to prison next time for a year or two. I'm going back to prison if I decide to make the right choice next time for a 5 to 10, but knowing me, it's gonna be a 10 to 20, you know? Or I might be dead. They said to me, if you don't have a friend that you can count on when you get out of prison, you best bet you're gonna be coming back here. I washed my career away, not once, not twice, but more than a handful of times. And it's only today, by God's grace and mercy, I can come back here and share this testimony. I think the single most inspiring moment of me wanting to have a career in Wall of Death riding was not so much the fact of the Wall of Death or riding on this wall, but it was the fact that I could ride a motorcycle and earn my living like an action motorsports figure. You know, my dream was to be a phys ed and a health teacher. And I made a lot of wrong choices in my life, and that group of folks wasn't where I ended up at. And I'm an athlete of the highest standard, no matter how many of these cigarettes I puff on. First time I ever saw the Wall of Death, I was at the Reading Motorcycle Club, and they set up out there for the annual party and the drag races that we used to have. I was racing pro dragster at a pretty early age.
I like to call this right here the gangster lean. Lean that old, it's a Harley.
The first time you've seen the Wall of Death, it really stokes the fire inside of me. So many different memories I have. But they used to come to the Reading Motorcycle Club, and my mom's boyfriend became really good friends with them, and I ended up going out and helping them work in the summers sometimes, and I helped work in the ticket box most of the times, and I was bored, and I went and I got myself a newspaper to read, and I could not believe it. I opened it up and it said, "There's a Wall of Death for sale in Long Island, New York." And I jumped out of that ticket box and I ran to the phone booth and I called my mom's boyfriend and I said, "Hey, I think there's a Wall of Death for sale." It was originally built in 1938, and it was just the walls and the center hub. I believe it was put away at the beginning of World War II.
This right now is the quiet before the storm. This is when we all have to get everything completely ready to go. I've seen Rhett completely self-destruct in the past. There's been times where he's been given everything needed to succeed and just thrown it all away in an instant. Sometimes we have to rethink our lives. We need to step back and change our ways so we can be our best. And Rhett is that way of thinking. He embodies everything that represents a person with something to prove to the world.
I'm America's #1 motorcycle stuntman. Today, I'm a rider in America's #1 motorcycle stunt show, our Wall of Death that I'm riding on is the very beginning of motorcycle stunt riding. It's the oldest form of motorcycle entertainment.
It's not just a party, it's a lifestyle.
It doesn't matter how you got here. It doesn't matter where you came from. You can ride a Harley or an Indian. You can ride a dirt bike and kick up the dust. What really matters is the journey you took to be here. Rhett has had his journey. I've had mine, and you'll have yours. And once you get here, you'll experience this lifestyle. And it will grab you, and you'll hold on to it.
And one thing that the Throttle has, man, is it, and one of my favorite things that's always been about it, is I can come out here and watch a guy that's 21 years old having a beer with a guy that's 70 years old, and you don't see that in any fucking bar you go to. They're sitting there hanging out, drinking a beer together, and so many families, I've been through generations, son, dad, granddad, here together, rode together, in Sturgis together.
We hold ourselves accountable on everything we do, and we strive to make a difference, not just in Full Throttle Saloon itself, but just being human. You know, I think some people nowadays get away from the humanity portion of service. Just about any bartender is going to enjoy conversation, but there's some conversation you come across that you have the ability to do something about. You have the ability to help somebody, even if it's just listening. Sometimes somebody just needs to be heard. And what's really cool is there's a lot of us. So we have a lot of stories, which means we get to learn from other bartenders too, not just ourselves. So there are stories out in bartending that'll make me, take a seat and just want to listen, Miraculous things happen at bars. This man right here, Mr. Rhett Rotten, if you listen to his stories, he'll take you down the road for a while. And while I said that magic can happen in bars, so can the opposite. Sometimes you lose control. And that's a big part of Rhett's story. He's an amazing man, and he'll give you the shirt from his back and his last cup of coffee if you need it. But to get where his heart is today, he had to learn the hard way. I said earlier that Rhett is like a Viking. Well, sometimes that warrior spirit is just a little too strong.
Hey, Michael, this is Rhett. I got myself into a little thing here.
Stunt rider Rhett Rotten's been arrested again.
I still have more week. I want to see these signs for my bond. Let me have the way out here.
So Rhett's locked up. How in the world did he get locked up in the damn jail?
My name's Rhett, and you watch me go. Give it up out there.
Rhett's a really good guy when he's straight and sober and he's not on anything, but he's always into trouble. He's always in jail. I think for the past 9 years, he has went to jail every single freaking year during a rally. So it wasn't much of a surprise to find out he's back in jail again.
Rhett's picked up his second DUI in 2 nights and won't be able to perform tonight.
He always falls off the wagon. It's kind of like put somebody with a gambling problem, dropping them off in the middle of Las Vegas. He gets to the full throttle. There's women and liquor and who knows what else is flying around during the rally, and he dives right in the middle of it.
Rhett needs $10,000 bail and someone with a lot of trust in him.
I can't afford to risk the $10,000 because the guy goes to jail every year. He tried to live up to his name. He tried to live up to the name Rhett Rotten. That was his stage name, Rotten, Rhett Rotten. And so it was like Evel Knievel living up to I'm Evel Knievel. Rhett had the mentality, I'm Rhett Rotten. So everything that was bad in his life, that he lived up to it.
Here we were filming Michael Ballard's first episode of the Full Throttle Saloon, and every time I left the property, I got a DUI. I went to the Meade County Jail 6 times in 1 week, twice in 1 day. I used to always be hurting. I've broken both my ankles at the same time. I've cracked my sternum out. I broke my left wrist. Had 19 staples and 14 stitches in my head. Painkillers helped me for a little bit. I had just drank a glass of Jägermeister at the Knucklehead Saloon because I had to sneak away from the Full Throttle. I couldn't drink there. Michael wasn't putting up with that from me too much. He'd about had it. I was just pulling into a parking lot and I flicked my cigarette and a cop seen me and he said, "Yo, you're inciting a forest fire and have you been drinking?" I ended up going to jail and I really blew my debut with Michael and being a positive influence for his television show. And that was in 2010. How did I get to prison? It wasn't just the drinking. It was what I would do because people were so fed up with my drinking. What else could I put in my body to substitute it? And when I got up there I got a lifetime supply of morphine, that's amazing. I can't even think of the name of it. That's how far away I am and what it means to be sober today. Opium. After the rally had ended, I was staying at my friend's place in New Jersey. I crossed off the New Jersey Turnpike onto the New Jersey Thruway onto the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I had an altercation with somebody out there. They called the cops. I knew this time it was over for me. And I was driving my Ford F-350 down there and all them cops with the lights on, they were everywhere. And then I hit these spike strips. That was about the last thing I remember is bam! And I seen in my rear view mirror, my fenders just floating through the air. And after that, I kind of lose what happened. I was looking at 7 to 14 years and a miracle happened. And he gave me a sentence of 1 to 5. And I served 2 years on that 1 to 5. I was denied parole the first year. Everything that I had ever done in my life had been read back to me, and I looked at them and said, I probably wouldn't let me out either. But I am remorseful, and I do hope to have a chance at life again.
Welcome to the Full Throttle Saloon. May you have a great night. May you enjoy a great show tonight. This one's going to take you back. Some babies were conceived in this guy. I'm telling you right now, you're going to enjoy this. Coming up in just a few minutes.
I have to practice all year round, constantly. Michael is bringing in bigger bands every year. They're the best, so I should be the best for the audience too, even though what I do is different.
If I just play the game.
That's what it's for, so you can get down there. Is that not badass or what? My chin's right on, it feels good. I wore this thing for 10 days straight at the Full Throttle Saloon. I'll never ever wash this shirt again. This has the spirit of Pappy Howell ingrained right in it. I guarantee you the ground that I'm riding on and the dirt that I'm riding on, and he's passed that ground before.
I did draw this. This is my drawing. That's why it looks like a kid drew it, you know what I'm saying? And so, Captain of Godspeed Racing, and we have to keep love at the forefront of our heart. I painted this in 2016, 2017.
I painted a while ago, and if you can see, this is Fast Freddy. Because I haven't had a whole lot of money to pay my friends back or do stuff for them, so I just work really hard for them and just show them that I think about. I include you, and I wouldn't be able to do this stuff without people like Lydia T and Fast Freddy and Rob are the biggest supporters of my life, and they built me into a man that could be responsible and be able to help take care of a woman like my wife to be Miss Crystal K. Before that, I didn't really think that I'd ever date another woman again because
I was just a louse in my life, and I just never treated anybody good. I didn't think I was worthy, to be honest with you.
It makes your heart beat a couple times extra because you never know if he's going to actually attempt to be up on this wall by himself or if he's going to have one of them laying over on top of him. I'm not so much worried about the motorcycles with him because that's second nature. But with the wind here, you never know what is going to happen. Stud muffins!
Baby!
Are you still alive out here?
I'm in the wall. I can't hear you.
I'm coming.
All right.
Watch your head, watch your step.
Watch your head,
Hi.
your step, baby.
How are you?
Good. I got us some new hinges to put on this door. I'll get the drill and all that stuff out. And I might recess these in here a little bit, just because if they get wet, I don't want my tire to slip on them. So we'll see, and then that'll be nice. Then when you come in here, the door will just fold over like that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot nicer. But you gotta pay attention to the little things sticking out because it'll take a tire out.
I know it. You know, this wall, too, you know, being slippery is gonna be, you know, a feat in itself to ride. But these nails, I removed 12,000 nails because I kept getting flat tires. I'd be riding around on the wall, I'd look down the ground and I'd see a nail. Dream with this wall of death that we have is me riding with you on this wall, not just as a tandem rider. I mean, you know, we have plans of you riding on the gas tank of my Indian at the Full Throttle Saloon just to elevate our show a little bit. But I want to ride next to you. If they seen you and I riding next to each other on this wall, you and your little go-kart, me riding by you and putting my elbow on your shoulder, I think it could be one of the neatest live performances to ever hit the streets of America.
I think
that's
it'd be
my
pretty
intentions.
amazing.
You know, and then wanting to build up, you know, these people, they take time out of their lives to come film us and to capture these moments. Without them, these times would be lost. They would just be between you and I.
Yes.
So we really want to do well for the people that are taking time out to capture the legend of the Wall of Death and to help us carry on a sport that's nearly 100 years old, yet still nobody really knows about it.
They're still amazed and ask, the wall of what?
Yeah, even little babe knows, hey, I ride the Wall of Death for a living.
The wall of what?
I know it. You're such a good listener.
I'm really happy for Rhett because God put Miss Crystal K in his life. She is what keeps him grounded mentally and physically now. Miss Crystal K is his rock, and thank God that God gave, them two found each other.
All right. It's just a little place of peace for me up here. I can come up here and kind of just forget about the rest of the world and be able to create things that I'm thinking of. It's a great place for me. I can paint my canvases. Fits in real well with a lot of our old motorcycles, and I want to kind of recreate an old Harley shop from the past or an old motorcycle service shop. And I'm on solid foundation, and each and every day I'm just working on things that I can do to bring to the Full Throttle Saloon or a motorcycle event that I can share with people and help build up the legend of the Wall of Death. This is my church, and this is where I heal my hurts.
Probably the number one question I get asked is, are you nervous that he's riding this? And I always tell everybody, no, this is second nature. He knows this.
That's one of my most common questions. Can you believe it? Do you ever crash? It's like asking a guitar player if they break a string. Really? You know, each and every one of these marks tells a story, especially below you guys right here. These bikes are especially built for us to ride in here. This wall of death is originally from 1938. Man, can you imagine being able to wake up and start my day like that, you know what I'm saying? Come up in here and everything we have here has a purpose. If you have a purpose, you can accomplish anything. I can't believe it myself. These bikes, I see some of these younger faces in the house, might not like Harleys a whole lot. You know, might like other bikes, but they see this little two-stroke, they hear that sound, you know, it brings back, it makes them familiar with the area versus having such big motorcycles around. That a lot of little kids that come up in here and I have the opportunity to tell them this is my job and what I chose to do for a living. Not talk on this microphone. That's not part of it for me. It was being able to come in here and ride my motorcycle the very best that I could. When I finally grew up and put away some of them childish thoughts, I was able to get in here and speak with some kind of clarity, thank God. That's the staple of our show today, not to run you in and out of here and get a buck out of your pocket. That's not my motive.
I do think about prison. I think about it a lot.
My first thought, and what was my first day in prison like, I sat on that bottom bunk and I thought about wetting a sheet, a bed sheet, and tying it around my neck and hanging myself is what my first thought was. And I had a moment of clarity where I finally came to in that cell. And I said, oh, thank God this happened to me. I needed this. I needed to be here. This was the only thing that was gonna stop me from drinking. Painting these canvases is so much more than just painting these canvases. It gives me time to think about what I've done with my life. That first day kind of lasted for eternity to me, because that, as bad as it seemed, was the first day of my new life. You know, and a new person that I was going to wind up being, to have the opportunity to sit right here and partake in something like this. And so there I was in North Carolina for my last year in the state penitentiary. And I paroled out of there. And that's where I went back to my life of riding the wall of death with a very dear friend of mine still to this day that I can't even hang out with all the time because he's too wild for me, and I'll go a different way in life if I hang out with him too much. Or I can't take those steps back anymore. But we've had a lot of differences, but he was there for me. And he picked me up from the state penitentiary. I stepped out that side door, 20 foot high. Barbed wire fence went, bah. I just want to get to work, and that's what we did. He's real wild, and he likes to attend all the motorcycle events, and you know, he's a heavy hitter. And so he partially took over the management of my career, and he helped keep all my stuff safe while I was in prison. That's like one of the most valuable things that I could ever stay grateful for. I went back out and just started doing jobs in the Wall of Death like I had always been doing. I have these freestyle high rollers that are really high in the air. That I thought of these while I was in a prison cell. So I'm always sitting on them rollers on this stage low to the ground, and nobody could ever see me from far away. So I thought, you know what? I'd like to build those rollers on a 20-foot high tower. Number one, it adds the element of danger. Number two, I can be seen from far away. So I thought it up, and I had a list. I wrote everything down. That was my biggest, greatest thing in prison. Everything I thought of, I wrote. Every idea I had, I jotted it down, and I watched each one of them come true. So there we were. We made it through these jobs. And the final straw for me, it was a Sunday morning, and the three most handsome little fellas you'd ever seen, long blonde surfer hair, and his mom and dad are out front. They're like, hey, my boy's got to go back to school tomorrow, and I know you're all done riding for the day and stuff, but you think you can make a couple laps for my son? It's like, absolutely. You know, that's my favorite thing to do is, my favorite thing to do is ride that Wall of Death for 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 people at a time, not 200. You know what I mean? You wouldn't believe the personal experience that we can have together.
And so I'm getting ready to go in and do this show for this family. And my buddy is agitated because he wants to pack up and leave. I tell him, no, I'm going to do this show.
His last words that he spoke to me, looked at me before I was getting in there to make a few laps for those kids, and he said, fuck the families, I don't like kids anyways.
And instantly, a fire ignited inside me. I could feel the devil rise to the surface again.
You know, I know he meant it to hurt my feelings and to throw me off track. You know, that test. You know, he just likes to be in control. And, you know, I'm uncontrollable sometimes when I'm in my mode of riding the Wall of Death. I cannot be puppet mastered in there. I want to be free. Like a bird. I want to be free like a bird for a long time.
At this point, I'm 4 years sober. I'm out of prison 8 months now. I know the devil's there, waiting for me. And now I'm thinking like a criminal again, and I'm getting ready to cause pain. I'm getting mad just sitting here talking about it. Hey, you know, it's been years since I wanted to kill the motherfucker. I was gonna kill him. What more can I say about that? I stood behind the man with my belt. And I was gonna wrap my belt, I was gonna lasso him, and I was gonna drag him out in front of the wall. And I was gonna leave him there for dead. It's hard for me to talk about because I didn't do it. It's easy to say you're gonna kill somebody. People say they're gonna kill people all the time. I wanted to take the man's life because he was taking mine. And mine, I thought, was the Wall of Death. But thank God I wasn't under the influence of a couple shots of liquor because I'd have probably killed him. Instead, I'm sober.
I'm well armored with God's word.
And I knew then that the devil's voice could no longer hurt me.
It's where I've accepted Jesus into my life. That was, he told me when he rested his hand on my arm, he said, you have the Lord in your life now. Things aren't always going to be perfect and you're probably going to make some bad decisions, but from here on out, I want you to know that I'm always going to be with you. And he has been. And I'll never turn my back on him again.
Rhett don't care about a dollar bill. That ain't what Rhett's about. Rhett's about his fans, whether he's performing for 200 people or 2 people. I know Rhett, and that's what's in his heart, is that. But Rhett also doesn't understand business. So them 2 guys have been together forever. They're just 2 opposite people, but yet even to this day, they're still just like this. They talk every day on the phone. They're both right there to help each other, and they're both still great friends today. And Rhett has a heart of gold. Rhett has this big, giant heart. He truly loves so much, and he loves life, and he loves people.
Every choice we make and every thought that we have changes the course of our lives. Sometimes those choices benefit those around us and our families, but there are choices we make that lead us down a path, and it can be a path that we get lost on. Rhett has managed to find his way out of a dark place, and now he's surrounded by friends and family who will help him live his dreams.
The other night, you were standing here by yourself. I walked up behind you, didn't even know I was here. You were listening to your friends and your buddies, and it was really an emotional moment for you at that moment. When you were standing there by yourself, nobody else around, 4 o'clock in the morning. What I seen and visualized in that was the true love beyond anything you could speak and tell to somebody. It was just a natural thing that was taking place. But nobody's as good as you are. You're the best. You are. You're the best rider there is on the wall. I appreciate it. And you know what's so cool about you is that you want to teach other people how to ride the wall. That's what it's all about. And you want them to learn it because it's a dying art. It is something that nobody is really doing anymore. It's a dying art. There's no young people learning it or how to do it or anything else.
And we're the original extreme of motorsports and stunt riding. At the end of the day, when I say we are the pyramid days, that's the very beginning of time of what motorcycle stunt riding is. Yet, you still today, hey, Rhett, what do you do for a living? Well, I ride the wall of death. The wall of what?
This is unbelievable. This is going to be history in the making right here.
I feel like there's a connection with all of this. Us being here now. We've come full circle, Michael. I first came to you a broken man, but now I stand before you with strength and conviction in my heart.
Come on, Michael.
Where are you going? You going up?
Free like a bird. Free like a bird. Full throttle saloon, baby. Free like a bird. As your flight talk shivers down my spine. I hear the
You crazy.
I could stay here for 1 hour.
I believe you.
Move. 1 hour I could stay here for.
I believe you.
Free like a bird. Free like a bird. Hey, there's my brothers. Michael, I got to tell you a story real quick. I know you got to go. Come on out, fellas. We're so appreciative of these guys. They look after us.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, I can never tip that man that cleans the bathroom that much. Well, he's been eyeballing that white FXR up since I got here.
Oh, yeah.
And he noticed that there's 3 points of ignition on the thing. I got a key, a switch, and then another little switch. You got to know how to operate it if you're going to ride it. So he's been watching me, and he assured me that he knew how to ride well. Don't want
That's awesome.
Trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Sat there, Mike. I went back over to my porch. I was sitting there when I seen him in his blue shirt. He was flying, Michael. Can you imagine?
That's awesome.
The coolest bike on the property. A retired 1987 FXRP. And his homies riding up the street. He's been with me. He's been with me every day. We take the trash out together.
Oh, that's awesome.
I helped him take the trash out.
That's great.
He knows it.
That's awesome.
Because we work together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how we have success.
Rhett once told me that he has a timeline and that he has to keep it straight. He doesn't have time anymore to deviate or screw it up. So we start talking about this timeline thing of what he was going through. And he kind of kept it vague. I don't know if he wanted me to know the whole truth. Rightfully so, us men, we're lions. We don't want to tell anybody anything, you know? We kind of hold it to ourselves. There's something about him. Come to find out that the timeline for Rhett involves the rider training school. He wants to take everything that he's learned over his entire life and teach it to somebody so that they can carry on his legacy, that everything that he's ever done will never be forgotten. And to make sure the wall of death doesn't die.
With this rider training school, one of the neatest things that I think we're going to find is that not only is the rider training school going to help support the wall of death, but I think that's where I will find the quality rider that I'm looking for, that I can pass my legacy to. I'm looking for a handful of riders that want to take these babies on the road and perform at every major motorcycle event across the country. I have a deep affection for people that have never learned how to ride a motorcycle or just have no idea, but they want to. And it's kind of scary. So developing these freestyle rollers, I thought, you know what? I'm able to teach people how to ride, but more importantly than that, before you're learning how to ride, to be able to feel your machine below you, to be able to let the clutch out and shift through gears in a stationary position, I feel is a lot safer than just sending somebody down the road where we'll be risking road rash. So, and again, this is also part of my freestyle rider training school. And this is another thing you'll have to learn to conquer the wall of death. It's all about balance and staying center. My name is Rhett, and you watch me go.
All the girls and boys, me and all that know.
back here first time. Never rode anybody on the back. Normally, she rides up here.
Well, we got no class, and we got no principles, and we got no innocence. We can't even think of a word that rhymes. School's out for summer. School's out forever. My school's been blown to pieces. No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers.
It's what we like to call audience participation. Most of you might think that I like just getting the money. But that's not what is the true statement. The true statement is having human interaction. If you feel you have got your money's worth, maybe just a little bit more, and you'd like to help us keep that era of old board track racing alive, we're willing to work for it.
My name is Bill Morris, and you're in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
What are we doing here?
Well, you're at Bill's old bike barn. I have 55 acres here, so I put this building up. When I started, I was just doing motorcycle. I loved my motorcycles, and I started only having motorcycles in here. And we were having a board meeting back by my beer store one night, and I said, I'd like to have everybody come here. And then I thought about what I just said. I said, well, if I'm going to have everybody come here, I got to have something for everybody. Well, today was celebrating my 85th birthday, and all the people came, and again, it wasn't just motorcycle people, it was people with their kids and just people from all over the country. Just they came from hours and hours to get here.
You know, there's not a person in our industry that Bill doesn't know that, you know, makes these motorcycles, that produces the parts. He knows the owners of all of them. So to have somebody of his stature calling on me to come here and perform for him, I feel like I made it to the Super Bowl, really. I mean, every job's a Super Bowl for me, but I guess that would even be a little more higher of an honor.
He relates to the people so good. I know a couple other guys that do this stuff, you know, and they do it, but they don't relate to the people like he does. He's a freaking entertainer. Those other guys, they just don't have it. It's dead. He was always in command. He knew how to ride the wall, and when you can do something and you know you're doing it right, you're proud. So when he speaks, he's not whining. He's in command.
This is my father, and I'm originally from this area, and he's come up here to visit and say hi and celebrate Bill's birthday, but more than that, just us get together and be able to say hi.
I haven't seen you in, what, a couple of years, has it been, right?
It's been at least 5 or 6 years. And my father isn't a motorcyclist or a biker. A lot of people
think that, and it's funny, but
No, I'm not a
So
fighter.
what do you think about all of this?
Well, I think it's something that he really wanted to do ever since he was a young kid, and I said, heck, go with it. I remember being at his graduation, and he got up there and said, I want to ride the wall of death.
Yeah.
And all the kids in the background all cheered and everything.
Oh yeah, up in the left-hand corner, they were all crazy, but
It's been a long ride.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's not over yet.
No?
No.
No.
Just about any bartender is going to enjoy conversation, but there's some conversation you come across that that you have the ability to do something about. You have the ability to help somebody, even if it's just listening. Sometimes somebody just needs to be heard. So whatever anybody's going through, it tends, when you sit down and you have a couple beers and you create a little comfort zone, people tend to open up to things maybe they wouldn't open up to other people about. And that's what it is to be a part of the Full Throttle family. We are always there for each other, and we don't just see each other once a year. We all work rallies year round. Like right now, a lot of us are here at Daytona.
Yo, ready to rise up, say peace. Love you guys.
In the early hours of this morning, tragedy struck. A Florida man was involved in a single vehicle accident. The man was found deceased on site by first responders as they arrived.
It's just a sad loss for everybody that knew him.
Mama, take this badge from me.
He's just one of them guys that I'll never replace here.
I can't use it anymore.
He will never exist here again. His memory will, but that will be missed. That guy bopping around here is gone.
I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door.
And it's gone for all of us that work here. And it's you don't replace people like that.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Brandon and I are only the last ones here because we worked the hardest. Right before we were leaving, he seen this hand-painted sign that I'm not finished with yet. To Brandon Sargent, I write on here. Thank you for the compassion your soul carries at the Full Throttle Saloon. Your smile changes our day for the better. Love always. Rhett Rotten, Wall of Death. Sturgis, 83rd, Pappy Howe. And he said, okay. He's like me. He goes, I want you to keep it. And then wherever you go, you know, I'll have that in the wood and it's traveled with you and I'll have it better anyways. And I'm pretty truthful sometimes. I'm like, Brandon, if I don't make it back here, I'm serious, dude. This is as real as it gets. I said, she's standing right with me. I said, Brandon, if I don't make it back here, my little baby's gonna be standing here next year with this sign.
Mama, tell me, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Feels like hell, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Brandon Sargent coming to you live from Fairview, neighboring Full Throttle Saloon. Got a bunch of friends with me. We decided to take a little trek. Decided to touch Fairview. Check this out. It's just endless. About to take some photos of sunset too. Love you guys. So I'm about to go bubbling up in this spot. Post rally, Brandon Sargent, Full Throttle Saloon. Now, love you.
I don't really get adrenaline rushes. That's a misconception of my job. I don't know what it is. It's not an adrenaline rush. I don't know what it is. I don't jump out of perfectly good airplanes. I don't ride roller coasters. I don't feel adrenaline. Is that what it is? Or is that what somebody told you? Or is that what we just think? Who studied it? What is adrenaline? What is it? Is that some kind of something? I don't know. It's because you're an adrenaline junkie. Fuck you is what I'd say, but no, really. You know what I'm saying? They all think I'm an adrenaline junkie. I ain't an adrenaline junkie. I don't do crazy things. I'm not a daredevil. I'm a stunt man. I have a plan. A daredevil, you don't know whether they're gonna land, crash, die, nothing. They just go for it and don't, they don't know. I know. I got a plan. This is America's oldest sport. It originated in 1911. Before people thought Evel Knievel was cool, before kids were riding wheelies, before the globe of death, started in the old wooden wall that derived from the era of old board track racing that was outlawed because it was too dangerous. Why? Because competition breeds hate. It doesn't bring people together, it divides them. And I don't like to bring division. The biggest, greatest thing, I don't need to show anybody how good I can ride. They already know Tristan. And it ain't because I'm, somebody. It's because I got time in. I've been riding up in this thing for almost 30 years. This is who life has made me. I am fearless. And I realize now that the best entertainment, the best bands in the world are coming to the Full Throttle. And so I have to step up my game. I have to be my best.
Rhett is a different man. He's older. He appreciates people. He's inspirational to me, even to me. I've watched that guy come from a kid to a man. He grew up with me. I'm the same way. I was 35 years old when I started the block. Here we are 25 years later, right? He lives for God. He lives for love. He's got the heart of the whole world. I mean, the guy's just, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Now, the bad part of Rotten went away.
Congratulations, Rhett Giordano.
Well, Rhett, what's next in life for you?
I'm gonna ride the Wall of Death.